Shalom, shalom, y'all shalom. It's your man, Bahayar Awar. Once again, coming to you live from Tulsa, Oklahoma. To prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. I want to start off first things first, and with all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakadash, which in the petty Hebrew tongue is corrected the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, sister brothers living in this truth. And shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Woo, y'all shalom. I want to talk to you about something today that I think is being pushed in the background, because right now what's getting all the motion is that Charlie Kirk assassination. But then the Lord is doing a very surgical strike in the background that a lot of people are not privy to. And that's that he's breaking the whole staff of bread, which leads into a famine. Like, Babylon is about to go hungry in a minute. These stores is about to be short. Hyperinflation is going to kick in. And it's all by design. It's a purpose, because it's going to try us. Because it's putting the food into the hands of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. That's the wicked. And these elite bankers. And what they want to do is they want to move you into the mark of the beast. They cannot control you into the mark of the beast if you have another access of eating food or getting your provision. Once they have control of the food, they're able to dictate your decision making. So that's why this is happening, because the Lord said he's going to try us. He said a man is tried in adversity of the fire of adversity, loosely paraphrasing, which I might go get that, because I don't want to butcher it too much. But I want to stay finger on the pulse to talk about, because I've been seeing a lot of clips, Joshua. These farmers talking about, hey, we about to go out of business. I can't be able to operate unless I get a subsidy or a kickback. And this is all effect of Donald Trump's tariffs. The tariffs he put on made other countries go to like Brazil, India for the food. Mexico, they went other places to get the food instead of getting it, from the American farmers. So it's going to make food scarce, and when the food gets scarce, it's going to make prices shoot up through the roof, which is going to cause panic and lead Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, right into sedition. So I want to start my first precept, and then we're going to get a clip on that. Because you see, I ain't talking no yin-yang. We're going to get a clip, I think it's Arkansas, where they're going to be at a town hall meeting or a farmer's market meeting. They're telling them, like, hey, man, if y'all don't do something, we're going to go belly up. And that's going to make it real tight over here in Babylon the Great. Why ain't nobody paying attention? So, check it out. This is a strike from the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is Psalms 105:16. It says, moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He break the whole staff of bread. So the Lord's about to make a lot of people go hungry. You already know Trump signed that big, beautiful bill, which is going to take away food stamps. So that's going to make people more in a dire situation for food. They're going to have less access to food. The price is going to go up as these farmers go bankrupt and lose their land into the big corporations, where they're going to price gouge and jack the prices up. So a lot of people about to go hungry, man. And to die from hunger, that is a very, very bad judgment, man. To starve to death. That's a very bad judgment. And the Lord is about to do that in Babylon Great America. And we got to be prepared for that. So no further ado, let's watch the clip. And they're going to back up all the statements I'm making. And it's not just Arkansas. I was also seeing in Pennsylvania, which I might look that up. I had an article on that, but I don't want to go through my text messages. I should have had that prepared. But it's Pennsylvania saying because Trump got rid of the immigrants, they ain't got no workers. Because Americans, they're about to go pick no dang oranges and apples for $5 an hour. They're not going to do it. Babylonians is fussing about making $20 an hour. So that's leading to a crisis. So let's watch this clip right here, and we're going to get some other information to back up all the statements that I'm making today. So check it out, Yasharala.
Arkansas farmers are sounding the alarm. Hundreds gathered this week, pleading with lawmakers for a bailout. The state's agricultural backbone is breaking under the weight of extreme weather, rising input costs, and collapsing export prices. In simple terms, it now costs more to grow crops than farmers can sell them for. And according to the people on the ground, America's food engine is on the verge of collapse.
We have to have ad hoc payments right now to make it through this year.
If relief doesn't come soon, as many as 1 in 3 farmers could be forced into bankruptcy. That's not just in Arkansas, that's throughout the country. But here's what's shocking. In many ways, this is exactly what Arkansas voted for, like overwhelmingly so.
Mr. Trump, he looked at me, sir, and he said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of your love.
Some might argue, well, the farmers couldn't have known these tariffs would hit them this hard. But that doesn't hold up, because this already happened once before, during Trump's first term. Foreign markets retaliated against his tariffs, exports dropped, costs then spiked, and farmers had to be bailed out. Now it's happening all over again.
Billions of your tax dollars are being used to bail out farmers, but some local farmers say it's not enough.
The bailout is supposed to help. The government says the plan is to make direct payments to the farmers hit hardest by the tariffs. But farmers like J.D. Hanna say this isn't a good fix.
No, this is a Band-Aid at best.
Hanna says they didn't ask for the bailout or for the trade war.
We do not want a bailout. We want our markets. We want free trade.
So what exactly is happening on the ground? Agriculture is Arkansas's largest industry, with its annual output estimated at more than $24 billion. And obviously that economic activity relies heavily on multi-generational farms. For Arkansas farmers, the economics are currently upside down. Input costs like fertilizer, seed, diesel, equipment, and labor are running at record highs. Fertilizer prices are spiking in part because tariffs on imported chemicals raised the baseline cost. Diesel prices remain volatile, and equipment is more expensive because tariffs on steel and aluminum have driven up the cost of parts. Now, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, prices for corn, soybeans, and wheat have also fallen to their lowest levels since 2020. At the same time, the state's biggest crop, rice, is down about 40% from last year. And all of it is looking pretty grim. So why exactly are these crops under so much pressure? Well, because tariffs didn't just raise costs here at home, they provoked retaliation abroad. China and other countries have cut back on U.S. imports, choosing to buy from Brazil or Vietnam instead, because they're now cheaper. And as a result, it's now left American farmers with fewer buyers and weaker prices. Now remember, Arkansas produces nearly half of America's rice supply. So if farms here collapse, it's not just a local issue. It has impacts throughout the country. And currently, farmers are being hit from both directions. They pay more to put a crop in the ground, but the global market pays them less for selling it. The numbers show how unsustainable this is. Analysts estimate Arkansas farmers could lose more than $1.4 billion by the end of the season. And it's important to state the ripple effects from something like that. Beyond the devastating hit to local farmers, it spreads to out-of-town banks that see more defaults. Equipment dealers get canceled orders, which may result in more layoffs. We've already seen that from John Deere recently. And then rural schools lose out on tax dollars tied to farmland. And this is all in tandem with how it affects U.S. consumers when it comes to buying these products.
But for Brown, there is something that rounds out all the issues that they are facing, the tariffs.
I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. When you try to sell a product, okay, U.S. soybeans leaving New Orleans without the tariff to China are cheaper than Brazilian soybeans at the current market. But when you put the tariff on top of them, Brazilian beans are cheaper.
So, how can this be fixed?
In the short term, they have no choice but to mail us a check. And I don't know a farmer that likes the check program. Nobody wants to take taxpayer dollars, but nobody wants to go broke. Nobody wants to lose everything. Long term, we have to have options, markets, and places to sell our product.
Now here's the thing.
Did you see that? Through, y'all Stroud. Did you see that clip at 4:32? See if I can go back and get it. See if I can go back. Look at these Edomites looking sad, man.
Options, markets, and places to sell our product.
Look at that. Look at me holding their head hanging, man. Hey, that's the Lord breaking the staff of bread in Babylon the Great, man. Based by using the elite bankers, which are Edomites, your Ish people, and then they use their puppet, Donald Trump, to put tariffs, which is a very, very dumb idea, which shows you that Esau, Edomites, they're dumb. They done lost their wisdom. This they second time around getting fooled by this dude. They see it didn't work the first time, they turn around and did it again. So it shows you Edomites are not smart. And then any Jake that's up under an Edomite, oh, you a special type of stupid. You know, so all of this, you know, idiocracy, all this dumb stuff that they're doing is leading to the collapse of Babylon the Great's whole economic system and the food system, which it will put the food in the hands of the government And the government will issue out the food based on you bowing down and getting that mark of the beast, according to Revelation chapter 13. Because that's what this is all leading into. This is why they're doing it. You know, that's why they have making that happen. Because I want to put it up real quick. Right there. See that mark? And what it's going to do is you cannot buy or sell unless you have that mark. If you don't have that mark, you can't buy or sell. We're at a point where a lot of people, they don't do their own gardening and farming. And even if you do that, because I heard a lot of Jakes tell me that, I'm going to get me some farmland. I got me some land. That is not going to save you, man. Because Esau will show up with a strike team and take your food. That's how I think a lot of people realize that. See, they always try to do a workaround. They think they prep skills. They think it's something they can do. They can sustain themselves. No, man. The only way you going to beat this is through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. If you got a little farmland, you growing your own crop, you need the Lord's protection to keep Esau up off of you, man. This devil going to come with strike teams to take your food. This devil got the sword. That's what they not realizing. They think Esau is going to keep playing nice. No, he's not. If things start to get dire and get real tight, you're going to see Esau turn into that bloody man. And they're taking people's land right now. That's what this is all about. All right, I got a clip on that. I can clip on that, then we'll get some precepts. So check this out, Yasharallah, because this is all orchestrated.
If you're wondering where all these South Africans are going to go, don't worry. They already had a plan in place. And it was called Acre Trader. That's right. They already took the farmland from farmers who were failing. As a matter of fact, they have about 40,000 acres of farmland that they took from American farmers because they wouldn't give them subsidies. Acre Trader is an American real estate investment company that specializes in farmland. It says here that the company aims to increase investor access to real estate assets and provides capitals to farmers and growers to expand their business. But what they failed to leave out here is that the first investor into Acre Trader was none other than J.D. Vance. You know J.D. Vance, the one who was in charge of the White House with the president who is cutting all the subsidies to the farmers? Yeah, that J.D. Vance. And what they also failed to mention is the fact that the people who were investing, yeah, they were South Africaners. And guess who just came to America to go on these farms? That's right. You guessed it. Are you sick of it yet? Are you sick of it yet? $880 billion being pulled from Medicaid so they can fund tax money going to the rich. Your farmland being taken away from American farmers and being given to South African refugees. People being human trafficked all over the United States and outside of this country for financial gain. Minimum wage of $7.25 hasn't been raised since 2009. You can't afford health care. You can't afford your car insurance. You're probably not going to be able to buy a home anytime soon, and grocery prices are through the roof, and guess who's gonna own your food now? The People's Sick Day is coming. It's gonna be a 1 to 3 day collection of people who are going to take back their power by setting down. No more showing up for work when you're making peanuts and they're giving away your farmland to foreigners. You better join us, because unless we stand up, none of us are going to win this fight.
And you're only going to win that through the Lord.
What is J.D. Vance's connection with Acre Trader? J.D. Vance, the U.S. Senator from Ohio and author of Hillbilly Elegy, has a business connection with Acre Trader through his venture capital firm, Narya Capital. Narya Capital, which Vance co-founded, has invested in Acre Trader, a company that allows people to invest in farmland through an online platform. To summarize, J.D. Vance is a co-founder of Narya Capital. Narya Capital is an investor in Acre Trader. This means Vance, through his firm, has a financial interest in Acre Trader's success.
If you're wondering where all these South Africans...
So peep that, Yasharallah. So this is a plot from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua using the wicked to buy up the farmland from the poor. And see, this is showing something big. This is how you know Esau Edom's power is at an end. This devil can't colonize any other nation. So what does he have to do? He has to colonize his own people. South African Edomites are now colonizing Babylonian American Edomites because there's nobody else to take land from. So they're taking land from their own. And once these American Edomites figure out that the South African Edomites done took their farmland, you're going to see a civil war. They're going to fight amongst each other. I got a precept for that. They're going to feel bad, especially when they figure out their boy Trump did them like that. Oh, man, the butt hurt is going to be astronomical, Yasharala. So this is Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He should not take pleasure in his goods. So Esau's evil to himself. I don't know why Jake think that Esau going to do anything good. No, this devil is evil to his own people. Like, if Esau can get some land or get some property from one of his family members, he'll unalive him to get that. He don't care about his mama and his daddy. You know, he worried about the inheritance. They'll block out their children. If Esau loses his job, he'll unalive his whole family. They're just evil, man. And they say he should not take pleasure in his own goods. When Esau gets something, he destroys it because he doesn't know how to take care of anything. He perverts it. So when he gets something, he destroys it. Then you see Jake or another nation taking care of their stuff, and then he seeks to take their stuff. So Esau's not, he got the whole world in his hands right now. And the devil's still not satisfied. Why? Because he ruined everything. He always wants what Jake make, because we make stuff good. Esau destroys things. So it's like a cycle, a vicious cycle of Esau always taking, looking what Jake got, take it. Jake builds something up, he take it. This person got that, he take it. And then when he get it, he destroys it, so he ain't satisfied with it because he doesn't know how to take care of things. He's not a caretaker. Edomites are not that. They destroy everything they get. That's why they always got to chase Yasharala and be on the back of us and suck our resources because we're the ones who know how to build stuff. We're the nation builders. Esau is not. So you got South African Edomite farmers about to take the farmland from American Edomite farmers, and that's going to turn into a big old fight. They're going to be mad. These people done had this farm in their family for generations that they done stole from Israelites. And they're like, oh, what the hell? Here comes some Edomites, some foreigners at that. You know they had to hate immigrants coming to take their stuff. Oh, man, it's about to get real bloody, y'all, Sherrod. So hey, stand back and watch the main event fight. You know, so it's still nonetheless, though, because these South Africans, they don't know how to farm. The Hamites are taking care of the land. So they're going to get the farmland. They're just going to mess it all up. They're going to trash it out. So that means food is not going to grow. So the food is going to become scarce. There's going to be less food for the people in Babylon the Great. And then a little bit of food that's left, this devil going to say, you got to take a badge of dishonor. You got to put this microchip under your skin in order to get this food. And that's what it's going to be right there. Let me pull this up too, because I had said it earlier. And I want to go get it because I feel like I kind of butchered it a little bit. There you go. That Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2:5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. That adversity is going to be a lack of food. It said for us men of the Lord, you know, we already fast. Like, we're prepared for this. So it's not going to hit us as a shock when the food shoot up or we got to go a couple days without food. We've been preparing for this. And plus, our trust is in the Lord. Yahushua will feed us. You know, you look at Isaiah, the 65th chapter. He said, the servant shall eat and drink. We put our trust in that. That's why we ain't putting our trust in, oh, I got me some farmland. I can grow and cultivate the land. No, man. We already know how this devil get down. You're going to take whatever you got. You're going to need the Lord to keep this devil up off for you. That's what you're going to need. And it's going to test everybody. And people that don't know the Lord, they're going to go for whatever Esau hand out. Because they're going to think like, oh, man, the devil looking out for me. My government looking out for me. All I got to do is take this device in my body. They're going to say, give it here real quick. You know? And as for us, we're going to have to say no to that. And like a lot of us got loved ones, you know, mother, father, children, your significant other. They're going to be trying to convince you to take that. Like, we got to eat. They're going to say ain't no other way. Quit being childish. Don't be no bad father. Don't be no bad mother. Take that mark and feed your family. And that's when that test going to come in, that test of our faith. Because we're going to stand strong and not take it. Because this is the Lord putting us in that furnace of adversity. When that food gets scarce, man. Then when the food gets scarce, a lot of violence is going to be erupted because people are going to be hungry. They carnal out here. They'll allow somebody real quick to feed their belly or feed their family. They have no problems doing that. They're going to feel like they justified in it because their survival instinct going to kick in. So this thing is about to get very barbaric. It's going to get real. You're going to see anarchy when that food show up. Because I said first that dollar going to collapse, then that food going to start slowing up, and that's when people going to turn into straight animals. You know, the wickedness is really going to come out. That sedition going to show up. You know, it's already started now, but wait till that food, you know, ain't no food in the Walmarts, ain't no food in the little Kroger's, or whatever little food marketplace you got, ain't no food there. Oh, man, Yasharala. And people still got these swords. They're going to use them guns. And so that's the chaos that the Edomites is banking on, because they like to do order out of chaos. So they're wanting the chaos. And really, they think they bringing the chaos. Really, that's the Lord bringing that chaos. Because Esau ain't going to, this method ain't going to work out for him. Because the whole elect is not going to take the MOTB. Therefore, he's going to fail. He's going to fail in that attempt. So I'm going to go get this right here. Because Elder Kazak in Mississippi say this all the time, man. You want that Job, the 5th chapter type of protection. And that's where your mindset should be. Not because you got some farmland and you can grow your own crops, or you done prepped and put back so many MREs and stuff like that. No, man. It goes to Job. I'm going to start at 19. Job 5 and 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch me. And we're in that 7th trouble. And if you're locked in with the Lord in the house of David, what the Lord say? There shall no evil touch you. Verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. See? Because that's the first 2 things you're going to need protection from. You're going to need protection from the famine, which is a lack of food, and you're going to need protection from the war of the power of the sword. Because Esau going to be running around with his military, you know, putting everybody in a bad situation. The people that won't let their farmlands go, Esau going to bring that military to make you let it go. Oh, you got some food packed up? Oh, yeah, we're going to take that from you. And a good thing to show you a visual on that is a movie called Homestead. You know, I know it's on some streaming platform, or it's in theaters. It's called Homestead. It was about a place where they had food. Dudes trying to, you know, hunker down from the chaos because the government collapsed. It's going to be like that. Straight Jacob's trouble. But what the Lord say? He said, he shall redeem thee from death in the war of the power of the sword. So we putting our faith in Yahweh Shah. And in verse 21 it says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. You hear that? He said, should be hid from the scourges, man. So we praying on the Lord that he hides us during those perilous times where we ain't got to go through what everybody else that's in the world is going through. They didn't adhere to the words of Yahweh Shah and repent and come back. You know, they're going to be in some really rough times. Real rough times. Because they up here partying, still in mirth, and this whole system is collapsing, man. And in verse 22, and I love this one right here, Job 5 and 22. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt be afraid of the beasts of the earth. You hear that? He said at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. That means we're going to have certain Israelites going to be in such a good situation, we're going to be eating and laughing at the 2/3. Like, you dang dummies, you should have came to the Lord. Now look at you. We over here eating turkey legs, smoked, you know, eating good food, you know, set up here, perched up high, watching the 2/3 get messed up by Esau, or starving to death, or begging, which means we're going to laugh at them. Right now they laughing at us because we out here serving the Lord. They talking about we in dresses. You know, I got certain family members that laugh at me for serving the Lord. But when this thing reverses, when that calamity comes and this famine kick in, and Esau get to being that devil, guess what? What it say, and what they say in the world, he who laughs hardest, I'm going to be laughing at them. Like I told you to serve the Lord. I wasn't doing this for no reason. I told you to come back to Yahweh Shah. What they do, they clown me for that. So then we going to clown them. And I ain't giving them nothing either. All the 2/3 of my family, hey, I'll watch you starve to death. That's how cold the Lord's putting the spirit on the hopeful elect, because that's going to be your judgment. You deserve that. Get away from me. I only deal with hopeful elect people. If you outside of this thing, and, you know, especially you were scoffing, man, when I see you starving or struggling, I'm not about to help you. I don't give a damn Esau putting that rope around your neck. You know, that's your judgment. I'm about to straight avoid you. Because I ain't no blood on my hand. I done did the work. I done told you what the Lord about to do. I done told you to repent, come back to the Lord. You could have did the same thing I'm doing now, but you chose not to because you put your trust in Esau's system. And that's going to be to their destruction. Because the Lord right now is breaking the whole staff of bread, man. Which I think I'm going to end off with that. Because he's going to tell us why he did that. Lord going to tell you why he's doing this. Let's go to Ezekiel 14 and 13. It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch upon my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. See? That's the Lord doing that. Why? Because this world has sinned against Yahweh Shah. It's totally against our power. So the Lord said, hey, I'll cut off the staff of the bread. And he's doing it right now. There's a lot of them ain't paying attention to what's going on. But us in this truth, you know, you watching this video of Pistol, hey, we see what's going on. So what we going to do? Hey, we going to serve the Lord. We're going to stay prayed up. And we're going to increase our faith. Therefore, when these prophecies really hit, when it hits strong, you know, we're not going to be all shame-faced. We're not going to be in shame. We're not going to be saying like, oh, man, I should have served the Lord. Nah, we already serving the Lord. Because the Lord told us what he about to do. He said right there, he going to break the staff of bread. Why? Because the land sinneth and grievously sinned against me. Trespassing. This Babylon, especially Babylon the Great, America, man, they break almost every law, statute, commandment in the Bible. Really, they do. The only law this devil want to keep is that law of making a perpetual slave. The MOTB. That's the only law the devil want to do. Everything else the devil breaks. You know, LGBT is put to the top. Women are put to the top. It basically is a do as thy will spirit in Babylon the Great America. So what the Lord say? I'm going to break the staff of bread. He's doing it right now as we speak. And I remember doing the C-19 situation. They was throwing all kinds of food processing plants in Babylon the Great. They was doing that like 3-4 years ago. A whole lot of them. It's so much food in Babylon the Great, it's going to take a minute before you see the effects of it. Because I work for a company that throws food away. When people send food back to it, they throw the food in the trash. We'll let you know it's a lot of food in Babylon the Great. That's why people risk their lives to come here. But the Lord is about to break that. The food's going to become scarce. He's breaking the staff of bread. So that's going to be a thing of the past. Food is going to be rare at Babylon the Great. But us, nonetheless, we got our trust in the Lord. We're not worried about it. This is for the 2/3. This is for Edomites. This is for all them other heathen nations, man. This is not for the hopeful elect. The Lord said he will take care of the hopeful elect. Matter of fact, I'll finish off with that. I quoted it, but I'll finish off with that because that's a very powerful commandment and faith booster. So we'll end off with that instead. Right here in Isaiah 65 and 13, it says, Therefore thus said the Lord Yahweh, Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Backing up all the statements I made. And that precept lines up perfectly with Job, the 5th chapter. We'll rejoice at the time of trouble, man. When the Lord lifts up that standard and really shows that he loves us and he's dealing with us, after that, we're rejoicing. We done made it then. That's the Lord going to be showing us power. And he said, what? My servants. That's why we serve the Lord the way we do. We'll be out there in high degree weather. We'll be out there in real cold weather when it's snowing and all kinds of stuff. And serving the Lord when everybody looking down on us and clowning us. That's why. Because we know what the Lord about to do and we don't want that smoke. And we don't want to die by famine. So we serve the Lord because he said, what? My servants shall eat and drink. And not only eat and drink, they going to rejoice at the destruction of Babylon the Great. So Lord willing, hey, we're a part of the hopeful elect, and that's us. And I say, hey, you know, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah and stay locked in because Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.